So this is my going to be my review for the Ergotron HX monitor arm. Um, I wanted to do this just a real quick review, uh, mostly because there's not much information out on these Ergotron arms, especially this HX one and the differences between the different models. I think like I wanted to help people out because like when I was looking, I didn't know like, well, which one should I get? Is this one worth more than the other one? Is like the LX okay? Like how much weight do they support? Like you can get like some of the basic information, but there's not a lot of like help. And then even there's not very many reviews period on YouTube or anything. Even the company themselves only has just like one video that's real quick, and it's hard to tell like what kind of compatibilities there is and stuff, and what uses which arms are better for. And so yeah, I'm just gonna do that real quick. Yeah, so this is the one the HX monitor arm. I've got that right here. I've got it mounted to um, a Wacom drawing tablet, the new 24 Pro Cintiq. It's like the new 4K one with like I have like a third party adapter thing. And yeah, it's a really good product. I'd say it's like a 9.5 out of 10. It's pretty much like everything you want out of a monitor. This is like their best. This is their strongest one, their best one that can support the most weight. It's this one and the LX are the most versatile, and then this one supports more weight, and then this one's more expensive though. I'll get into why in a second, but yeah, the only this is basically a perfect product other than this middle joint here. Because of these separate joints like here and like you can rotate here, here, like here and here. They're all different, all these different rotation points, so you can kind of move your monitor around however you want to. And like the only thing that keeps it from being a perfect product for me is like this joint here. Um, Even though you can tighten all these in like these little spots here, right there, and then there's one on the other side here. I can't really see it from here. Um, but yeah, and then there's one like inside of here, but you can stiffen them up so that they either rotate more smoothly or they don't rotate at all. And for my purposes, as using it as like a an arm for drawing, I want it to not rotate. I want it to be as stiff as possible. So when I'm pushing on my screen, that I don't get any drift and I get less wobbling. And that's the only thing that keeps it from being perfect is like this one. I don't know if it's just my product. Maybe that mine's like slightly faulty, but in the middle spot, it can't like the bottom one can pretty much tighten to where it won't move at all. Like if you tighten it to the max tightness, but the middle one, and same with these joints here too. But the middle part, you can't get it that tight. Like the tightest it goes is I basically have it the tightest it goes, which is it's okay. Like it's fine. Like but it makes it so you have to orientate the like wherever your monitor is. Like you have to position it to where it's at least sort of in front of where your arm is. You can't have it all the way. Like say if I do this, well, I don't even have it extended all the way out, but so I just don't want to do that right now anyway. But the point is, if I bring the monitor in this position and then I bring it all the way out to the right here, so if I have basically if I have the arm fully extended to one side and I'm pushing on it, then that arm rotating at that point is a big problem for me. But I don't I don't need to bring the arm out that far. Luckily, like ideally, you wouldn't ever you don't want to have your arm mounted off to the side if you're drawing. Like you want to like have it in front of you. But that's partly the reason why I bought this arm is because I have a setup to where I don't have the room to put my monitor, my drawing tablet in front of me. So I have to put it off to the side a little bit. And yeah, so that's where that becomes like a little bit of an issue. But other than that, this is a great product. And then for those same reasons, if you're trying to figure out which one you want, that's why you would definitely, I would recommend the HX over this LX model, because the HX is basically, you're like, well, why does this cost like basically $100? It's like $80 more. It's because the HX supports a lot more weight. It supports up to 40 pounds of weight, and then the LX is only 25 pounds. And the HX is also stiffer, which is again better for drawing. So you get less wobbling and less drifting when you're pressing on one side. Like, say if I like a see like right here, if I'm looking and I have it in the front and I'm just like pressing on this and it's drawing on the middle, um, then it doesn't, you don't see like, you see if I'm deliberately like trying to wobble it, you see some. But if I'm just like drawing normally, there's basically no wobble. It doesn't really affect you. But if I'm off to the side, there's a little bit more. Like if I'm out here and see if I'm facing here, even off to the side, I don't get any drifting. But if you have it more to here, and then you were say on the side of it and leaning the weight of your hand on it or pressing really hard, depending on whether or not you're hard. If you don't press hard, then it won't be an issue at all. But if you're pressing a little bit hard, then you're going to get like this slow amount of drift, like ever so slight, because again, that one point. And that's where this version is a lot better to have over the LX, because the LX um, isn't as stiff. It doesn't support as much weight. So all those problems, those kind of little tiny problems, are going to be multiplied. And again, if you go, definitely don't go on a version cheaper that supports less weight than the LX, or like another brand that the same way, because then you're going to be getting like on the same like little like slight drift that you get from pressing this hard, you're going to be getting quickly it slipping there. And again, most of the time you're drawing more in the center of your tablet anyway. So even if I have my arm off to the side like this, it's not getting pushed. I'm not really getting drift unless, again, you go to the side, but you are going to go to the side. And also, as good as posture as you try to use with these, with like, that's the whole point of these, is so you can sit back and have the best posture possible with these kind of arms. But I mean, let's be real. You're going to lean on it eventually. You're gonna get a little tired. You're going to slouch a little. You're going to press your hand on it. You're going to lean your arm on it like this. So again, that's why I think the HX model is better, because because it can support 40 pounds. If you have a monitor like this, which with the monitor and the mount and everything, this is about 20 pounds. So that means I have 15 extra pounds to lean on it. So like that's the equivalent of me like slightly leaning on it, is like 15 pounds. If I fully lean on it, that's more than 15 pounds, and then you start to see like the drifting and the slouching, which is but that's fine, because you're not usually leaning your full body weight, or you shouldn't. And but again, like, yeah, with the LX version, it can you're almost at the weight limit just by mounting like your TV or monitor. So then if you leaned on it, then you're gonna cause this drift. Just watch people that are like pro artists that have YouTube videos. You can go on, if they have like their thing mounted to the Ergotron arm. Like I saw uh like a review of one of the arms, and like he didn't bring this up, but like I saw someone review one, and they were showing how, adjusting it and everything, and then they did like a little speed. They sped up like their drawing, and you saw over time where it was just like boom, boom, like slowly speed up, like going over, bring it back, going over, bring it back, and then yeah, he was using an LX arm, so I think it's worth the extra $80 to get the HX. I would recommend that, especially. I mean, you're already spending a bunch of money on, way more money than that, the on your drawing tablet, or unless you're getting an off-brand like a Huion. If you're just getting a Huion, uh, you could just go for like the cheaper ones anyway. But um, yeah, yeah. Sorry if this is mostly about like art-related stuff and drawing tablets. That's just kind of like my focus. Um, but as for people that are wondering that for just regular monitor use, again, like for most people, I would just say the LX is good if you're just using it for a regular monitor. And like some people might prefer that because like the LX is a little smoother and easier to move around. Like you could very lightly move it around with one arm, which is a benefit to a lot of people. Like I'd say like most use case scenarios, it's probably better just to like freely, very lightly touch the monitor and move it around. And as long as you're not touching it, it stays in place. So I would actually say the LX is better for just like regular monitor use. But again, one cool thing about the HX is because it can support so much weight. You see here, like you can put a little adapter, so you could get a triple monitor set up all on one arm. Like that's how much weight this thing can support. Or you could do one large TV. I mean, TVs are getting larger and larger, but they're also getting lighter too. I think like if you got like a newer 65-inch TV, you could put that on this. Like that's a pretty big TV. Like as long as it's one of the newer ones that's thinner. Like an older 65, it would be too heavy even for this arm. But I mean that's another thing. Like this gives you more options. You could do that, but you could not. You definitely could not put a 65-inch TV on the LX arm. And so yeah, you get more options with this version. It comes with multiple ways to mount it. This is like the just traditional clamp way. You could clamp it on any side of a desk or monitor, and it also comes with a thing. So if you drill a hole in your desk, or if you already have one like down here, like one that you would route your computer cables through, there's a way to just put it in the middle of your desk, and it has like more of like a pole arm type thing, and then yeah, you can adjust this. It can do another thing I wanted to clarify too for people that are kind of wondering of which version to choose. Like if for art specific, well, actually not just for art, but it doesn't say anywhere on the site. Like I was actually thinking I was going to get it and like it couldn't switch into portrait or landscape mode, but yeah, you can. Yeah, so you can switch it into. You can flip it to portrait mode, and if you want to, and then what did I do with my pen? Oh, it's over here. Yeah, like if you want to do that, or if you're like if you're getting this and you have like a monitor, you want to put you're a data and an analyst kind of guy, or you're in like the stock field, you could have this off to the side. You have your nice like full bracketed information landscaped over here and your main monitor over here. So if you want that, and then it does have a lock in here that you can screw and like put a thing in, so that if you don't want it to accidentally slip into that mode, it won't. Um, but again, this version is stiffer and can take a lot more weight than the other version, so like it shouldn't like accidentally go into that. But if you move your monitor around a lot, you might get like a slight orientation the other way. So I might lock it like that because unless I'm deliberately doing a landscape portrait, I probably won't use that feature. I didn't get the touch version of this Wacom device, so like I can't just rotate the canvas. So maybe again, that's a good benefit. Like if you get if you get a drawing device like this and you don't have like touch functionality to rotate a canvas, like then I can just rotate it physically. I still probably wouldn't do that just because then all your hotkeys and your menu, or I mean all your menu bars are like rotated too, and then it's annoying. So honestly, I'm not a big like landscape as far as digital art goes. I'm not a portrait orientation person anyway. Um, with this being 4K, you've got plenty of work space in if you just have it normal. Yeah, so there's that. Yeah, yeah, so yeah, great. It's a great device. I've been using it for a few weeks and it works great. You can like I can kind of lean off to this side and like change it a little bit. If I want to, I could stand up, bring it way up here, use it as like a, just like a standing desk situation. And yeah, so I would definitely recommend getting one of these, and I would recommend it definitely if you're an artist, I would go with the HX over the LX version. And if you're worried, if you don't like the white color, there is a black one too. I just got the white one because that one happened to be the cheapest model on eBay, or I mean on Amazon, and it's got a matte color too, so you could like paint on this. I might do like a project where I just like draw like a mechanical arm or like a human like flesh on there or something like muscle. That would be kind of cool. Or you can just yeah, you're honestly you're not even like seeing it. Most of the time you're going to be seeing this. You're not going to be seeing the arm itself, so it doesn't really matter that like if you're really aesthetic, yeah, again you could get the black one because it's like I got a black desk and two monitors that are black, so yeah, there's a black version. Um, yeah, thank you for watching. Um, Subscribe if you want some more tech reviews on like the Wacom type products and Ergotron arms or stuff like that.